Apex Legends is a battle royale game in which each player picks their own legend to take with them into the battlegrounds. These legends all serve different roles, such as support, defense, offense, and recon. With tons of weapons and attachments spawning randomly within the world, it's up to the player to drop in, get the best loot they can scrounge up, and become the last squad standing. This gameplay loop is extremely satisfying, where you could jump in one game and be the first squad out, and the next, be champions of the arena. Of course, by now, we all know what a battle royale is, so I'm not here to talk about how great of a game Apex Legends may be. I'm here to talk about how well the achievement list is implemented within the game. This is the achievement list review of Apex Legends. Being a multiplayer-only game, Apex Legends is in a weird position when it comes to achievements. Multiplayer achievements need special attention because you don't want to implement achievements that lead to suboptimal play. In cooperative multiplayer games, the player base takes good gameplay very seriously, and if you're too busy hunting achievements to help the rest of your team, then it ruins the experience for everyone involved. Of course, that isn't to say multiplayer achievements can't exist. Obviously they do. We see achievements in tons of games with multiplayer. However, most of them are simply reduced to win X number of games or reach level X. These are fine in their own right, as they don't promote any certain playstyle or hinder those who want to play a different way, but they also don't promote a challenge or supplement the gameplay. Apex Legends only has 12 achievements, so it doesn't have much wiggle room here. Out of those 12 achievements though, one of them is reduced to a grind. The player, for reaching level 50. Like I said, this isn't terrible. A player can perform well or poorly and still be rewarded for their efforts in the end. However, this doesn't feel like it deserves the name achievement. There doesn't need to be any skill involved, only time put forward. One final achievement that sticks out in the list is Decked Out, for equipping a legendary helmet and body armor at the same time. At face value, this seems like it would be good for dropping in, hoping to find great gear, and having them at the same time making you feel like a powerhouse. However, this does promote some poor habits out of achievement hunters. This is one I'm going to have to admit to, but there are plenty of times that I down an enemy, see that their death box is gold, and rush up in hopes that they had a gold helmet or shield to finish out my loadout. All while my teammates are still fighting the rest of his team. Of course, this doesn't happen for everyone, and this may happen completely naturally for others. But for myself, until I earned this achievement, I found myself fixated less on helping out my team to secure a victory, and more on securing loot for the achievement. This is exactly the type of achievement I was referring to when it came to suboptimal play. On the surface, it sounds like a solid requirement, but in practice leads to poor behavior out of certain achievement hunters. Possibly like myself. However, not all hope is lost with this achievement list. Those were the only 2 achievements that I had anything negative to say, which says a lot about the effort Respawn put into this game's achievement list. When speaking with some of my friends about this achievement list, we all agreed that it was terrible. Winning a game as an offensive character, winning a game as a defense character, winning a game with 8 different legends, dealing 5,000 damage with 8 different legends, these all sound boring. But then I stepped back and I thought, what are the core gameplay mechanics of this team-based shooter? Each player picks a different legend. There cannot be 2 of the same legends on a team. You are rewarded for both kills and assists. These are the big wickets. Winning a game with each type of character sounds like a grindy mess, with no thought put into it. But because the game is centered around these legends, it makes perfect sense to allow you to try different playstyles. If you play Bloodhound every single game and that's who you're best at, of course you're going to continue to play Bloodhound. But what this achievement list is attempting to do is if someone picks Bloodhound before you're able to, you should be able to pick up another legend and perform just as well. These achievements reward the players for trying out different legends and playing them long enough to be able to deal 5,000 damage with them. This is going to require at least a few games, and at least it allows a player to get familiar with different characters if they're unable to play with their main. This complements the gameplay extraordinarily well, way better than I initially thought at first. Of course, winning a game may not be easy for everybody, but that's why it's designated the name Achievement. Proving that you can adapt and overcome using a different legend than you are used to is exactly what Apex Legends is trying to do, and these achievements facilitate this well.
Oh, goddamn.
Though there are only 12 achievements in this game, and not too much to talk about and expand on, we can't expect anything different. Multiplayer achievements are very hard to implement, and will most likely negatively affect gameplay. One thing to know about Apex Legends, however, is that they do have an in-game challenge system. A lot of these challenges are pretty cool, and I could see how the weapon challenges could be extremely similar to the Legend achievements we have, for dealing damage with weapons, allowing players to use ones that they may not be familiar with. Now, there is in no way a standard in the amount of achievements that must be included in a game, especially a free game at that. However, it's obvious to see that Respawn had plenty more ideas that could have been implemented into the achievement list. However, with the achievements that we do have present, I give the implementation of Apex Legends achievement list an 8 out of 10.